This threw me off so weirdly. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you hear any noise in the background, sorry, just dogs, family, animals, things like that. So in today's video, we are going to be going over book recommendations. If you are following me on TikTok, you may have already seen my video on there. I did like a small little video, 2-minute video of recommendations. I had three genres, 4 books. Today we're going to be going over 3 genres once again, but it's going to be 12 books this time instead of just 4. So let's get into that. The first genre we're going to be going over is thriller/mystery. And in my video, I did do book recommendations by movies and TV shows. In today's video, I will not be doing that. Okay, so the first book we're going to be talking about today in the thriller mystery genre of this video is What the Wife Knew by Darby Kane. When I read this, I wasn't expecting much of it, and then I ended up loving it. So, this book follows a newly wedded woman, and her husband dies. But his ex-wife and his kids and all of the neighbors that surround their house are pointing fingers at her, saying that she killed him. But she didn't. And police forces are circling in on her, and she has to find out who killed her husband, the husband that she wanted to kill before she had the chance, but she never had the chance. She has to find out who killed him before she is arrested for a murder she didn't commit. I got this at a free little library. It intrigued me. I wasn't expecting much out of it, but it gave me everything I needed for this. The murderer, I'm just gonna say it, very predictable for me, at least. It was very predictable for me, but the things surrounding it and what was happening around the murder were very just jarring and just I don't even know how to explain it. It was a little insane. Just a little bit insane. Let's just say that. The next thriller I'm talking about is A Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. If you're on BookTok, BookTube, Bookstagram, you likely already know what this book is. But if you don't, Andy Bell went missing years ago. And her boyfriend, Sal Singh, killed himself and texted his dad saying that he did it. But Pippa can't accept that. She knew Sal. She can't accept that he was the murderer. So she decides that she's going to take on this case for a school project. This series, God tier series, I love Holly Jackson. She is an auto-buy author for me. I will buy anything she puts out. She has a new book that just came out. I can't wait to go get it. But I love this book so much. I'm actually going to be doing a rereading vlog of the entire series on this channel soon, during spooky season, because thrillers were spooky season. But on to the task at hand. If you haven't already read this book, please read it. Please. It's you may not expect much of it. Maybe the first book isn't as good as you think it is. Read the second book. Read the third book. They are all amazing. They are all 5 stars in my eyes, including Killjoy. I love Killjoy. But Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. The third book that we're going to be talking about is How to Survive Your Murder by Danielle Valentine. I saw this book. Everyone was raving about it. They said it was really good. I loved this book. I'm always able to guess endings and plot twists. This threw me off so weirdly. I finished it in 2 days. Almost one sitting. I love this book. We'll be rereading it during spooky season. But this follows a girl, and her sister was murdered in a cornfield on Halloween last year. And the court case of the boy who murdered her is coming up. And she goes, this girl, I completely forgot her name. I feel so bad. I love this book. I forgot her name. But it gets sent back in time by this girl when she's sent back in time to go fix something, to try and figure out who murdered her sister and who tried to murder these other girls. So, 5-star for me. I love this book. In my TikTok video, this was also included in that. I said that if you like Time Cut, please read this. That is just a statement. They're both like going back in time, trying to see who murdered like your sister. I'm pretty sure Time Cut is about a sister. I don't know. Just read it. It's a really good book. I do really want to read other books by Danielle Valentine. But on to the next. The fourth and final book in the thriller mystery section that we're going to be talking about is The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie by Alan Bradley. I read this in 8th grade. I absolutely loved it. Everyone else in my class hated it. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the main character is 12 and she's a little bit annoying. She's a 12-year-old. She's gonna be annoying. I loved this book. It reminded me of myself in a way. When I was younger. It reminded me of Enola Holmes, and I love Enola Holmes so much. I have no idea how to explain the synopsis, but it is kind of a historical thriller mystery. It's set in 1950, and Flavia, she's very much a chemist, and she loves studying poisons and things like that. And she finds a man laying in the cucumber patch of her house, and there's traces of things, and police are investigating, and she's asking them all these questions, and they won't give her straight answers. And she's trying to figure out who murdered this man, and why is he in our cucumber patch. This book took me a while, a little longer than it should have to read, because I was in a class, and I was reading it with the rest of the class. We weren't supposed to read ahead. I read ahead anyway. But I love this book. I love this book. The next genre we will be moving on to is romance. Okay, so the first book that I'm going to be talking about for the romance genre, I do not have with me. I do not own it. I got it from the library, and Buddy read it with Bestie Lily. Hi. You know who you are. I know you're watching this. Sorry, that was odd. But editing Ivy here, I just realized I never said the name of this book at all. It's called Sunkissed. I mention it later in the video. It is called Sunkissed. I did put it up on the screen, but it's called Sunkissed. I love this book. I originally rated it as a 4.5, and then I literally think about it 2 times a week minimum. It's about this girl and her family. She's going into her senior year, and this is her last summer before she's getting ready for college. And so her parents decide that they're going to take her and her sister on this trip to a summer camp. And she meets a boy in a band. I have no idea how to explain it. I love this book so dearly. It is one of my favorite books. Both me and my friend absolutely loved it. I don't know how to describe it, but it is peak summer camp. I love it. I think about it all the time. I think about the characters and the way they work together, the way their friendships and relationships connect. I don't know how to explain it. It's one of the best books I've ever read. The second book that we will be talking about is Some Girls Do by Jennifer Dugan. I love this book. I read it when I was in like 6th grade, and it was the first sapphic book that I ever had really read, because I hadn't picked up a sapphic book on purpose and read it. And I picked this up, read it, was like, oh, these girls are like me. Because I picked it up from the library, and then my friends gave this to me as a gift. I love this book. I have no idea how else to explain it. I read it when I was like 12 or 13. And so the synopsis of this is Morgan. She's very much an athlete. She's a track athlete. And she just got kicked out of her private Catholic school because she violated the code of conduct. I hate the way they say that. I hate that she violated the code of conduct. That's cool and it enrages me. And then there's Ruby. She loves cars and tinkering with her own car, but she's stuck with her mom. And her mom wants to live out her dreams vicariously through Ruby for being a beauty queen. Her mom was a formal beauty queen, but then she had Ruby. And so now she forces Ruby to go to beauty pageants that she does not want to go to. Jennifer Dugan, I have read some of her books. I really want to read her new one. It's called Summer Girls, I believe. I need to pick it up and read it. But this book made Jennifer Dugan an author for me, because it was the first sapphic book that I ever really read on purpose. And I loved it. The third romance book we're going to be talking about is Dungeons & Drama by Christy Boyce. I got this for my birthday, I think my 15th birthday. And I annotated it. It's not exactly my annotating style now, but I still love the way I annotated it. My friend actually read my annotated copy. Same friend that I read Sunkissed with, but I love this book. I literally don't know any other way to explain it. But it follows Riley and Nathan, and Riley broke some rules. She went on a road trip with her friend, and she does not have her license. And so since she did this, she didn't get arrested and she didn't get hurt, but she could have. And so her parents make her work at her dad's shop. It's a D&D shop, it's a gaming shop. And she runs into Nathan, who they don't really get along right off the bat. So something arise and they start fake dating. Yes, it's fake dating. I love it so much. So I know that he wants to make the girl that he likes jealous, because she goes after people that she can't have. I'm not sure. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out. But there's D&D in it, drama, like theater, musical theater. I love it. I love D&D. I love musical theater. I love theater and drama in general. They do role-playing while they're playing D&D, as you do. They're singing. I love this book. The last book that we're going to be talking about in the romance section is Hani and Ishu's Guide to Fake Dating by Adiba Hajirdar. I'm very, very sorry if I said that wrong. Please correct me if I have, and you know the correct way to say it. But I love this book. I read this one, I think after I read it around the same time as Some Girls Do. I also love this. I probably would have rated it a 5-star. I'm going to reread it. But it follows Hani and Ishu, obviously. And she comes, I'm trying to remember. Hani comes out to her friends as bisexual, and they don't take it seriously at all. They think, oh, you're just going to end up with a man anyway. You're just going to end up with a man anyway. It doesn't matter if you're bi. It doesn't matter if you like girls. And Ishu is very, school dedicated. And her parents are very strict and have no idea that she is gay. And I believe that's what it is. And, right, yes. And so, Hani wants her friend to take her sexuality seriously because it's who she is. And Ishu needs to, I don't know, remember what it is. I think it's she wants to get head girl and she wants to be like valedictorian, I believe. I read it a long time ago. I'm trying to remember right now. But, and so she needs Ishu needs Hani to be able to do that. And Hani needs Ishu so that she can convince her friends that it's not just a phase. So they end up fake dating, as in the title. As you can see, I like a lot of fake dating books. I don't know why. I just gravitate towards them a lot because it's cutesy. Okay, the last and final genre, we will be talking about fantasy. Okay, so the first book I'm going to be talking about is very middle grade, but I love the series so much. I've read the first 2 books. It's The Tale of Emily Winsap by Liz Kastler. These, they're middle grade, and the writing is not, as you would think. It's a little cheesy. It's not like a young adult book, but I love these. They're, they have drama in them, and she does stupid things because she's, 12 or 13 years old. I believe. She's, between the ages of 11 and 13. 10 and 13, I think. But I love her. I read the first 2 books. This is my oldest copy from when I was younger. As you can see, there's tabs and there's some writing in there. But I do love this book and this series with all of my heart. I own the first 6 books. They're very great palate cleansers. This book, she's a secret. Her mom has no idea about the secret, but she is, her mother hates the water. Never lets her go in it. She doesn't know why she hates the water. But she goes in the water one day and stiffens up. And she finds out that she's a mermaid. Hence the cover and the name. That's all I'm going to give you about this, because I don't know really how to explain it without spoiling it. They're great palate cleansers. I love them. The second book I'm going to be talking about is kind of historical fantasy. It's set in the real world, but it's vampires. It is Carmilla. I read this book this year. I loved it. Some people don't like it, and I don't know why. I loved it. It's lesbian vampires. It predates Dracula. Dracula was inspired by this. I told my favorite librarians that, and they didn't believe me. Then they looked it up, they're like, oh, it does. I love it. This girl is living in this, I think she's some sort of noble person. Her dad is, at least. And she's living in, if you don't know what Carmilla is, at least. She's living in this, castle, and this girl and her mother and all these carriages break down. And this girl is, she looks hysteric. She looks like she's dead. She looks like she is very ill. And so her mom's like, we just need to pass. But they insist on taking her in. And her mother says, I will be back in 3 months' time. I'm going to leave her here with you. And if you've read it, you know what happens. If you haven't, just go read it. I love it so dearly. They're adorable. The third book, there is a movie of, but the second one got canceled. And the movie is very different to the book. It is The School for Good and Evil by Salman Chainani. I don't know if that's how you say that. If I'm saying it wrong, please tell me. But I watched the movie, had no idea of their books. My friend gifted me the first 5 to them, and then I bought the last one. I think there's 2 prequels. I love this book. My teacher, my theater teacher in class, I love him. He made fun of me for reading this. It was a little funny. I did a Shakespeare presentation on Tedros and how much I hate him. And I did went up on stage and talk about this book in class. I don't know how to explain this book, but these 2 best friends, they aren't really best friends, but they're the only people each other have, really. And Sophie believes in the School for Good and Evil, but I'm blanking right now. I'm so sorry. Agatha. I don't know why I just blanked on her name. I love her. I'm so sorry. But Sophie and Agatha only really have each other. And I think every 4 years, I read this a while ago. Give me some grace. Every 4 years, 2 children are taken. One is taken for the school for good and evil. School for good. One is taken for the school for evil. Everyone thinks that Sophie and Agatha are next. Sophie's father guards her. Agatha's mother wants to send her so she can become a witch. But when they get there, things don't turn out so well. They don't go to the schools that they thought they would. Agatha goes to school for good, and Sophie goes to school for evil. Things go very sideways. Agatha doesn't want to be there, but Sophie desperately wants to be in the school for good. She wants to be a princess. Just read it. And if you watch the movie, please at least read it first, because the movie is very, very different. It leaves out so much of the book. It leaves out so much. And I know that it's a movie and they don't have, like, the budget for that, but it leaves out so much and the book is so much better. Last book I will be The last book I will be talking about is All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue. I read this I'm trying to think. I think I read it at the end. I read this at the end of 2023. I absolutely loved it. And then I got it at the bookstore. I think sometime last year. I absolutely loved this book. I'm actually going to be annotating it. I have my tabs right here. I'm going to be annotating it soon. But I love this book. This is a god tier book. I have not read the rest of the series, but I'm planning on doing that. So, Maeve Chambers is she'll do anything for attention. She'll do anything. And this gets her caught in detention. Cleaning, I think it's I don't know. She's cleaning some closet or whatever, and she finds these tarot cards. And she studies them and she learns them, but she finds this one card that never pops up anywhere. She looks it up, cannot find it. And so she puts it in her desk drawer, leaves it alone, takes the cards to school. And she does tarot readings for everyone until her ex-best friend is in her class and everyone is saying that, oh, she's the only one who hasn't had a reading. And so she gives her ex-best friend a reading. And the card that comes up is the card that didn't show up anywhere and she left at home. Then her ex-best friend goes missing. So she's going on this journey to try and find her with one of her newfound friends who she found from doing tarot readings and her ex-best friend's brother. I love this book so dearly. It is... I have no idea how to explain it, but I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. There is queer representation in this, and there is also religious trauma, or religious trauma in this. Any of these books, I'd recommend some of them. Definitely not all of them, but if you are triggered by some certain things, check trigger warnings for sometimes, like this, if you're not comfortable with religious trauma. Check for that. Maybe don't read it. Or read it. I don't care. It's a really good book. So read it. And that will conclude today's recommendations. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps the channel. I'll put a percentage here for how many of you are actually subscribed. It's not a lot. It's 22 out of 70. It's 20 out of 20% of you are only 20% of you are subscribed. I'll put the thing here. I don't know, but please subscribe and please like the video if you like my content. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.